Your name, your address, and your phone number are floating around the internet. Easy for strangers, scammers, and companies you've never heard of to find. Data brokers and shady databases collect and sell your private details to anyone willing to pay, putting you at risk of nonstop spam, scams, and fraud. You can't stop them from collecting data, but you can control who gets to keep it. That's why I use Incogni. They remove your private information from more than 420 of these sites automatically. And with their unlimited plan, you get total coverage. If you spot your personal details anywhere else online, just send them the link and their privacy experts will get it taken down. It's the easiest, most complete way to protect yourself and personal life. Right now, you can lock in 60% off with my exclusive deal at privacykim.com. Go to privacykim.com right now and start protecting your privacy. This is so important. Privacykim.com. That's privacykim.com.
You're listening to The Kim Komando Show for the weekend of March 15th, 2025. Now, here's Kim.
I always feel bad when I look on my kitchen counter and I see brown bananas. It's like, why didn't I eat them sooner? Well, those days are long gone because scientists at Tropic Biosciences, they have discovered a gene-edited super banana. That's right. This banana is going to stay fresh and resist browning. And so just on that happy note, keep your eyes peeled because they're going to be hitting stores soon. Oh, it just reminds me of my mom. I remember we're going shopping and I said, here, buy these bananas. And she's like, no, they're green. I never buy green bananas. Man, oh man. Hey, listen, on that happy note, welcome to the Kim Komando Show. I'm America's beloved digital goddess, Kim Komando, here with you once again, always making sure that you are tech ahead or else you're going to be left tech behind in the digital dust. And you just tapped into the biggest show, the best show, the most trusted show about all things digital. And you can find my award-winning show on over 420 top stations. And of course, I'm streaming in your favorite radio app. And you can get the Kim Komando Show as a podcast. Yes, wherever you get your podcast, is search for Komando with a K. And a big hello and salute goes out to all of our listeners on the American Forces Network Radio, reaching over 375,000 U.S. service members in 175 different countries and 200 ships at sea get the Kim Komando Show. I think that is so amazingly awesome. And the Komando hotline is open right now at 1-888-825-5254. If you want to join in the fun, and just a reminder, you can always drop me your questions through the website over at komando.com. There's a link at the top that says Ask Kim. Alrighty then, every single day, weekends, holidays, you name it, I visit at least 30 to 40 different sites to make sure that I know exactly what's happening in the tech world. And here are the top 5 things that you need to know about right now. We're going to start with the question that a lot of people are asking me. Do you think that this whole surge of everything that's artificial intelligence related is very similar to the dot-com bubble that happened in the 1990s? Well, here's the deal. If I could answer that question with complete accuracy, well, then I could be Warren Buffett and replace his uncanny ability to predict what's going to happen in the marketplace. But there are some real differences between what's happening with artificial intelligence today and then back in the 1990s, dot-com surge. Back then, corporations were dot-com giddy. I remember, I think the guy owned like mall.com, and he called me and he said, Kim, I got $20 million and I want to invest it in your show. Well, he didn't quite get the $20 million. I think he invested 20,000. But they were just throwing money all over the place, blindly paying outrageous prices for websites with absolutely no chance of any profitability. And then, of course, that bubble peaked 25 years ago. We're talking about pets.com, eToys. Go.com was actually a Disney product and just collapsed. So there is no AI bubble per se. If anything, AI is undervalued because AI is just everywhere. Moving on to number 2, April 5th is the day. That's right. That's when TikTok is going to get banned in the U.S. or ByteDance will sell it. And here's where we're at. President Trump says a deal is in the works, and there are 4 groups. Rumored U.S. buyers in the running include Oracle, Perplexity AI, a group led by real estate mogul Frank McCourt and Reddit's co-founder, and even maybe Mr. Beast. That's right. The price, are you ready for it? $400 billion. Ooh, definitely out of my budget. But will they get the algorithm? Because the algorithm is really what really pushes TikTok along. And I don't think it's going to happen. But meanwhile, in a total PR move, and after 7 years of being in the United States, guess what happened on TikTok this past week? Are you ready? The app is rolling out family tools so you can control how much time your kiddos are spending on TikTok. Coincidence? I don't think so. Moving on to number 3, we're going to talk about hologram doctors. Let's say you're facing a cancer diagnosis, and a doctor on the screen, telehealth is just not enough. But listen to this. This is so amazing. At the West Cancer Center, a Memphis-based medical group, doctors are spending hours on the road traveling to rural clinics. But they decided that they needed something better than traveling around and also telehealth. So, straight out of Star Trek, a hologram doctor. Now in Paris, Tennessee, a town of 10,000 folks, you step into an exam room and you face a 7-foot-tall, 4-foot-wide box. It's flat, it's clear. There's 4K LCD screens, and inside your doctor appears sitting in a chair, looking you right in the eyes, and it feels like they're there. So how much do you think this costs from Proto Hologram? That's the company who's making it. How much do you think that's going to cost? It's not actually, I don't think it's that bad. $29,000 per unit. Of course, that price is going to be coming down. Moving on to number 4. Oh, those CAPTCHAs. Remember, how many fire hydrants do you see? How many motorcycles do you see? And now you have to like spin the wheel to line up the deer in the picture or whatever it might be. Here's some interesting numbers. Research from the University of Irvine shows that while humans can solve CAPTCHAs in 9 to 15 seconds, their success rate is pretty abysmal, maybe 50%. Meanwhile, AI bots can crack the CAPTCHAs in less than a second with an accuracy of, you ready for it? This is nutso, 99.8%. Wow, isn't that something? But I also want to warn you about a CAPTCHA. There's a fake one that's popping up, and it asks you to do 3 things. Press the Windows key in R, which opens up the command box for run. Control V, paste I'm not a robot and a verification ID, and then you press enter. Now, if you did any of that, just keep in mind, you just executed a hidden prompt that downloads malware right into your computer. That's it. So if you see that anywhere on the web, just move past it. You know, I wrote a bot script to get past website security, and so far it's managed to evade CAPTCHA. Oh, that was some bad geek humor right there. All right, and finally this, coming at number 5. I couldn't believe this story. I don't think you're going to believe it either. I mean, how many pictures do you have of your kids? Okay, a lot. Okay, how many pictures did your parents take of you? A lot. Well, millennial parents of the 2010s, they have a new form of embarrassment. Snapchat baby photos. I'm still shaking my head. One mom told Fast Company that when her daughter needed baby pictures for a school project, all she had were shots of her little girl with puppy dog ears. No real faces, just endless Snapchat filters. Okay. So all she has is pictures of her kid with these stupid filters on the kid's face. Wow, isn't that something? My bet someday there's going to be a market for these de-filtering apps. Man, I'll tell you. I tried to take a photo of the fog this morning, but I'll tell you what. I missed. Ooh. You're going to steal that one. I know, especially like if you live along the coast, like Santa Barbara, one of those places. All right, coming up. Oh, I have so much to tell you. I was having trouble like squeezing it all in. Do you remember the Kia boys? They're gone. They've been replaced by the Nissan boys. I also have 3 side hustles that you're going to love because you're going to make some quick money at that. How much you're really paying for Amazon Prime, I bet you're going to be shocked by that. And then we have 3 scams that are spreading right now. And let me tell you, we just have the best callers ever. And of course, you have me, Kim Komando. Okay, let's just face it. You need a new phone. If you don't already have an iPhone 16 Pro, I'm giving one away and I want to give it to you, but I cannot give it to you if you don't enter to win. So you need to go to winfromkim.com. Once again, that's winfromkim.com. It's a $999 value, no purchase required. Again, that's winfromkim.com. You might be saying, so Kim Komando, what is the catch? Okay, the catch is that you have to try a few issues of my free newsletter, which, by the way, I have a 98% positive rating. Yes, Debbie Lawson told me not to be negative and say I had 2% negative rating, say I have a 98% positive rating. And Debbie, you're absolutely right. Let me tell you, every single day, over 650,000 people get my free newsletter, and you should be getting it too. So just try it out. Go to winfromkim.com. All right, we're talking about the Nissan boys versus the Kia boys in just a few minutes, but how about we rock and roll with some phone calls? Let's see. Brett in Reno, Nevada. Hi there, Brett.
Hey, Kim, how are you? I am excited to be on with you.
Well, it's awesome. I'm excited that you're here. So how can I help you out?
You were talking a couple of weeks ago about a side hustle that AI Assist or something, and I was looking for that link, and I wasn't able to find it, so I emailed in.
So you want to be the AI assistant?
Well, possibly, yes.
Okay. Hey, what have you done in the past?
I've been a landscape contractor for 35 years.
Awesome. Well, so we have artificial intelligence. You have all these different chatbots, right? And you know as well as I do, I'm sure you've run into it, where they hallucinate, right? Which is just marketing speak for they're just making crap up, okay? But we can't say that, so we came up with this happy word, hallucinate, okay? And so you can make anywhere between $35 up to $65 an hour to review AI answers, help it figure out maybe different prompts, look at some charts and some images, and if it's having trouble understanding somebody's question or prompt, then it may reach out to you and say, what exactly are they asking me to do? And it is a solo job. It is a remote opportunity. It's called AI training or tutoring. And as I mentioned, they basically need human beings to fact check the artificial intelligence that they stole from everybody on the internet and anywhere else. So there's, for example, there's Elon Musk company xAI. There's data annotation.tech, Amazon's Mechanical Turk. They actually pay less than any of the other ones. And CrowdGen is number 4. And so I know you're sitting there saying, well, where do I get all these links? Okay, here's the happy thing is that what we're going to do, Brett, I'm going to put you on hold and we'll send the links out to you. And then for anybody else who you might be looking for a side hustle in artificial intelligence, how great would that be? Let's say you're on a date and the gal says, or the guy says to you, like, what are you doing? You're like, I'm working in artificial intelligence. Now, if you want these links right now, head over to komando.com. That's the official homepage, of course. KOMANDO, komando.com. And here's what you need to search for. Make $65 an hour. Make $65 an hour. Because that's the title of this article that will give you the 4 links that I just mentioned. And then, again, just type in the search box, make $65. I bet you that's even just going to pop up. Let's see, who do we have next? How about Laura in Houston, Texas? Hi, Laura. Glad to have you with us.
Hey, Kim. Hey, thank you so much for all you do and all your messaging and tips and really helping with just actionable items where, I just go right out and, stop it and change that setting or whatever.
Good.
So I really appreciate you.
Good. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that because, it is a labor of love. Let me tell you, it never stops.
I believe that. And you portray that in everything you do. So thank you. So, hey, I had something kind of weird come up, which I was on an interview and it was held on Google Meet.
Okay.
And then the next morning, I got several messages from Bravado that only could have been generated by something I had in my private conversation. Was this something that could have come from Google Meets or the person that was doing the interview having some type of recruiting thing that then fed it back into Bravado or something I couldn't even imagine?
What is Bravado? I don't know what that is.
It's some type of like a recruiting, job listing, network application having to do with, not quite of the LinkedIn level, but it was recommending a couple of jobs.
I see.
Hey, we think you'd be great for this based on only what could have come out of a couple of words out of this conversation, which I thought was private.
Well, let me tell you, Google Meet calls, they are encrypted. And Google has said that they don't they don't analyze any meetings for ads or external sales, because then everybody kind of Freaky Friday about that. I mean, we're already Freaky Friday about them reading our Gmail, right? So imagine if we were having confidential meetings and then they had all that data. It's more likely that maybe the company that you mentioned or the interviewer was using some type of AI tools to maybe transcribe the conversation. And when they transcribed that conversation, that it then became linked back to you, no pun intended. And it also, when you signed up for this Bravado service, so many times is that hidden within the terms and conditions. And then when you sign up, is that they'll say, hey, we're going to be sharing this data with other recruiters. And so when you agreed to accept this meeting for this job and you shared your email and that information with Bravado, they went ahead and shared it with someplace else. Because anytime that they share the data, guess what they make? Money, honey, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And so what you can do is review any type of data sharing settings that is, that's in this Bravado service. They are probably using the AI transcription tools. It's pretty hard to stay anonymous any place, anytime. But I know what you're thinking. Like, I just got off this interview and now I'm getting these emails. Like, how targeted is this, right?
Yeah.
And so it's probably hidden somewhere in those terms and conditions that I'm sure you read, Laura, right?
Well, probably the first paragraph of 97 pages or whatever it was.
Exactly. You're like, you look at it and you're like, I'm just going to scroll down to agree. That's it. What's so funny is that I was with my nephew who's 4, and we were putting an app on his iPad, and the terms and conditions came up, and here he is, 4 years old, all the way to the bottom. I'm like, okay, you know what? He's doing exactly what everybody else does. Do you remember the Kia boys? Well, that was all that group on social media that they spread the news that if you wanted to steal a Kia, all you need to do is get this special key fob reader. Well, now we have the Nissan boys, doing the same thing. And so what you need to do is if you have a key fob, a keyless remote for your car, just get a metal box or get a regular box and put some aluminum foil on the inside, and then keep those keys on the inside so that this way your car cannot get stolen. If you own a home, listen up. This is scary. The FBI is warning about a crime on the rise: home title theft. And it doesn't happen the way you might think. No break-ins, no stolen keys, just a forged signature on a single piece of paper filed with the county. In minutes, criminals can transfer the title out of your name, then use your ownership to drain your equity or even sell your home. The worst part, most people don't know what's happening until they get collection or foreclosure notices in the mail. That's why I trust Home Title Lock. When you visit HometitleLock.com/Kim, you'll get a free title history report and a 14-day free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, including 24/7 monitoring of your home's title, urgent alerts to changes, and if fraud does happen. Their U.S.-based restoration team will work to restore your title, covering costs up to $1 million. Don't wait. Protect your home and equity today. Get your free 14-day trial at HometitleLock.com/Kim. That's HometitleLock.com/Kim.
Introducing Meta Ray-Ban Display, the world's most advanced AI glasses. With a full color display built into the lens of the glasses, it's there when you need it and gone when you don't. Send and receive messages, translate or caption live conversations, collaborate with Meta AI, and more. Be one of the first to try Meta Ray-Ban Display. Visit meta.com/Meta Ray-Ban Display to book a demo and find your pair.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Healthcare professionals can lead their careers with LinkedIn. Discover jobs by specialty, preferred shifts, and even desired salary. From mental health therapists to radiology technicians, it's now faster and easier for healthcare professionals to find the right fit. Learn more at linkedin.com/healthcare. Side effects may include faster job placement, improved work-life balance, and increased career satisfaction.
Let's see. Coming up, we're going to talk about how much you're really paying for Amazon Prime. And we have 3 scams that are spreading right now. And before we get back to all of your phone calls, so often people reach out and say, I'm looking for a side hustle. And we already talked about how you could be an AI tutor. How cool is that? But if you are looking to make some extra money, do you know that if you're a nice person, if you like talking to people, there's a site called Rent a Friend. Yes, Rent a Friend. It's also an app. All you do is you sign up and you can make $50 an hour just by hanging out with somebody. They say nothing weird, no dating. You're going to get paid to grab coffee, help somebody practice a foreign language, maybe just kind of sit and chit chat. $50 an hour. Now, if you have a pool, here's what I want you to do. I know it's still cold in a lot of parts of our country, but Swimply lets you rent it out by the hour. And some owners are making thousands a month just by renting out their pool on the weekend. Gosh, isn't that something? And if you have some extra space, the garage, an attic, or even a closet, you can list it on the Neighbor app. People will pay you to store their stuff, and it is a lot easier than dealing with a storage unit. I used to rent my neighbor's garage for a few cars. I thought that was always something funny, and be like, yeah, can you move your car? Because I got to get in your garage to get my car out. Yeah, those days are over. Hey, by the way, if you need those links, just hit commando.com. David in beautiful Burbank, California. Hi there, David.
Hey, Kim. How you doing? I really need some help with some of this YouTube stuff or Facebook. Where right now I'm currently assisting like a super mega actress star, and I see a lot of her stuff on YouTube, and you see all these images of her, and I see people taking some of the videos of some of her records, they put it on there, and then they wind up making a lot of money off of her likenesses of it and that. And anyway, I was wanting to know if there's anything that she could do about it. What it really kind of irritated me a few weeks ago, I was looking on YouTube and I put in one of her movies, and the whole movie's on there, and it's like she's not getting anything from it. Just some person, so you say, put it on there.
So you say, David, she's a super mega star. How big was she?
Well, when the Beatles first came to America in 1963 or 64, something like that, I believe it's 64, they asked her if she wanted to be in A Hard Day's Night. And she said no, because they were a bunch of nobodies, and Paul McCartney and John Lennon really wanted to be on there, and she, I don't feel comfortable about mentioning her name, but she did, she's a TV star, a record star, she said had hits back in the day. She did the TV. She, I don't want to say anything else, but she played with everybody. I mean, from she danced with Gene Kelly.
Wow.
She was with Ben Crosby, and then later on she was, quite the rebel back in the day. But right now, it's just like I know people who are from that era, and you see their stuff on these programs and stuff, and they're not getting any kind of royalties or nothing. It just seems like another friend I know, he's 85, and he was on Bonanza and Rawhide and stuff like that, and I remember that in 2012 there was the SAG people. I think the gentleman, I don't mention his name, but it was Bruce Dow. It's allegedly that he, embezzled like $5 or $10 million from SAG or something like that. But anyway, my question is, how can she, get any kind of royalties or something like that from these? Because a lot of people, the movie that was put on there, they got 1.5 million views, and I guess a lot of people seem to be, I'm capitalizing on her likeness, and she worked so hard to get
to, for sure.
And she's got such a big signature trade name. She's really proud of her name, and she's just like, but it's just like, I don't know if there's anything you can do about it or not.
Well, it's tough. It's tough. because I can tell you that we have takedown notices of my stuff, and I'm not nearly what I'm sure. Nobody, the Beatles have never asked me to sing with them. As a matter of fact, the Beach Boys, I did have an audition with the Beach Boys once, and Bruce Johnson looked at me and said, you know what, you should just stay on the radio. Okay, and I'm like, okay, not a problem. If the movie's being monetized and there are ads on the inside, she can contact the copyright owner, which is probably the studio or the network.
It was MGM. Yeah.
And so that's when the companies will issue takedown notices, and sometimes the studios or the networks will claim the advertising revenue and then distribute the royalties. So if they're collecting money, then obviously she deserves a piece of that action. Does she have any of her own original content, interviews, anything like that?
Well, unfortunately, she doesn't have any rights to any of this stuff. Back, she's mostly known for the '60s and '70s, and she sang a lot of other people's music and stuff like that. That's the bad thing about it. She doesn't have any rights to it, but she made a lot of money when she was doing her stuff, like, several, probably millions. But now it's like, I don't think, to tell you the truth, I don't know why anyone would be an actor or actress anymore, because when they kind of just throw you away in Hollywood. And now that when you get older, they just kind of, you just get little checks, those little checks that are like, $1 or $2.
Oh, wow.
$5, and this is, of course, in the from the '60s or
sure.
60s and '70s.
Yeah. Well, that's 50 years ago. It's not legal for anybody to do what they're doing. As I mentioned, the movie studio, the production company probably still owns the copyright to that. Now, what you can do is that you can file a copyright complaint at YouTube, and then you can select unauthorized use of my image. And then there's also, is she still a SAG-AFTRA member?
She's retired, but she does have, like a pension coming in from that.
Okay, good. Because the residuals department there can probably lend a hand. So,
right.
There's no slam dunk solution to this. It's not like she can just call up YouTube and say, hi, I was an A-list actress in the 60s and 70s, and I'm not anymore, and people are still making money off of me, and I want the money. Okay. It's because she doesn't own the copyright. And that's why what I was trying to get to is that if she was that big and that renowned, and there are people on YouTube that still love her, obviously.
She does have almost 200,000 followers and I mean, it's not that big compared to our people, but
no, that's a lot.
She's from that. She's over 80, and she's like, some of the people that knew her then, they've passed away too, stuff like that. But she was super huge. I mean, I don't want to mention her name, but she was big.
See, I'd love to know who she is. Why don't we have her on the show? Ask her if she wants to come on the show.
Okay. All right.
Ask her.
I'll see.
Ask her if she wants to come on the show. We can talk about her YouTube channel, what she's doing right now, the infringement, and some ideas. And, my whole idea is that if she did have any original content, then she could be posting that and she'd be making money off of that. But because she doesn't own the copyrights to any of the old stuff, then she's got to depend upon the production company, the studio, to actually do that. But ask her if she wants to come on the show. I'm sure I know who she is. I'm sure she knows who I am. We could have a nice little chit chat. And who knows? I mean, maybe we'll figure out a way for her to make money together. All right, how much do you think you're paying for Amazon Prime? $79 a year? $100 a year? Okay, if you want to skip some ads on Prime Video, that's an extra $2.99 a month. What if you're getting groceries delivered from Whole Foods? That's $9.95. You like that music? It's $9.99 a month. Okay, a fully loaded Amazon Prime membership with all the perks. Make a guess. How much you think it's going to cost you? You're wrong. $320 a year. $320 a year. So you might want to take a look at these Prime subscriptions to see if it's everything that you really need, because maybe you needed it then and you don't need it now. All right, still to come, 3 sneaky scams are spreading right now. I need to spread the word about here on the Kim Komando Show. Have you been sitting there the whole time?
No, I just got here.
Oh, I was wondering what's going on.
There was a busload of nuns and orphans broke down on the highway, and I had to stop and save all of their lives.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. This is what, not all heroes wear capes. Some of them wear Cardinals hats.
I think that's great. Joining me, of course, is Andrew Babinski, my cohort.
Hi, Kim.
Yeah, I looked over. I was like, oh, there's Andrew.
Surprise!
Surprise. So you are late. Don't we have to have a talk about this or something?
No, it's fine. Just carry on.
Just carry on.
Talk to the people on the phones, not me.
Well, how about Rick in Fayette, Iowa? Hello there, Rick.
Hi, Kim. Thank you for taking my call. I'll give you a couple seconds of background if that's okay.
Sure.
I learned Fortran programming on punch cards. I learned basic language programming on a Commodore 4032. That's 40-column screen and 32K RAM. So I've been at this for a while. For the last year or more, we've been inundated by AI.
Of course, yes.
So my thought is, and this is out of the blue, and hopefully you'll know a lot more about it than I do, is AI now capable today of running an air traffic control for a small or medium or large airport with human oversight?
Why do you ask?
Well, you hear about how stressful the job is for those who do it, and how hard it is to find enough people to do it, and how long you have to train, and how soon you burn out. And AI doesn't need to sleep, and AI doesn't need to lose concentration.
Well, let's talk about this. With AI, it does have spatial awareness in 3 days. Okay, so it can track the aircraft in real time using radar and satellite data. It does have predictive collision avoidance. It can optimize flight paths, but here's what it can't do. Let me tell you a personal story. Okay, Rick?
Mm-hmm.
I was flying back to Phoenix, Arizona. Let's see, it was probably 5 o'clock in the afternoon, landing in Scottsdale, Arizona.
You were flying Southwest like you always do?
Excellent. Yes, good
okay.
choice.
Making sure.
It wasn't Southwest.
Oh, okay.
It was Commando Airlines. Okay? Jerk face.
Aren't you glad I'm back?
Sorry for that interruption, Rick.
That's okay.
And so we're on approach to Scottsdale. I want to say 2,500 feet above the ground. Okay. And all of a sudden, the plane that I'm in and our pilots, all of a sudden we're just going along, coasting along, getting ready to land into Scottsdale. And all of a sudden, they jerked the plane up. And I look what happened, and I look underneath us, and I see a little Cessna 172, little tiny plane, right underneath us. Okay. With no transponder on, which would alert the other planes that this little 172 was coming towards us. Obviously, we have a transponder on. He doesn't have the right gear to know if there's a transponder. The plane is white, pretty hard to see. His plane was purple, by the way, for some reason. And so we land on the ground, and I said, what the hell was that?
You know this is a true story when that was her quote after the flight.
Okay. And 2 gentlemen, both seasoned pilots, told me exactly what happened. This 172 probably came out not from Scottsdale, another airport in the vicinity, wasn't paying attention, didn't have a transponder on, wasn't listening to the radio, and just decided that this was the path that he or she was going to take. So when you ask about artificial intelligence, it wouldn't have helped in that situation because it wouldn't have the data to know that that 172 was right there. So you need human interaction to do that. Make sense?
Well, yes, and as I stated at the beginning, there would certainly have to be human oversight.
Yes. So you can use AI, and we are using AI, especially our military drones are using AI. And NASA and both the FAA, they are testing AI-powered air traffic control. They are doing that right now. But again, it's always going to need the oversight. Always the oversight. Because you're going to have some Yahoo. I'm going that way.
Let's fly to Sedona.
I don't know. It's a nice day. Let's go over this way. Hey, still to come, some scams that are spreading right now I need to tell you about here on the Kim Komando Show. I got this one the other day. It said I had a parking infraction.
Oh no, where did you park?
I don't know, but I clicked the link.
Why would you do that, Kim Komando?
I wanted to see what happened, and they wanted $6. It was totally fake. You don't want to do it. I can click things because I know it's going to happen. Also, what's now spreading is the non-existent tax rebate. You get a text from the IRS that says, click here, and we're going to give you your $1,400 rebate. And you're like, yes. Okay, do not click that. And then finally, you're going to get a text from somebody that says, oh, hi, do you want to meet me at the park today?
I got that one.
Oh, wrong number.
Yeah.
Nope, you don't want to fall for that either.
I didn't.
Hey, speaking of phones, make sure that you enter to win my iPhone 16 Pro, a $999 value. Go right now to winfromkim.com.